Hello, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here, taking this first, crucial step on a journey that will reshape not just your body, but your entire life. This is How to Stay Fit, Best Home Workouts for Americans. Over the next 18 chapters, we are going to build a complete blueprint for your health, right from the comfort and privacy of your own home. So, let's start with a picture. Does this sound familiar? You wake up, already feeling a little behind. The day rushes at you with emails, meetings, school runs, and a to-do list that seems to grow on its own. By the time evening comes, you're mentally and physically exhausted. The thought of packing a gym bag, driving through traffic, finding a parking spot, and then navigating a crowded gym feels less like self-care and more like another stressful chore. So, you promise yourself you'll start tomorrow, or next Monday, or on the first of the month. That cycle ends today, right now. The biggest revolution in fitness isn't a new machine or a miracle supplement. It's a change in location and, more importantly, a change in mindset. The revolution is realizing that the single most effective, convenient, and sustainable gym you will ever have access to is your own home. In this first chapter, we are not going to jump into a single push-up or squat. Not yet. The foundation of any strong structure isn't the first brick laid, but the ground it's built upon. Our foundation is our mindset. So today, we are doing a mindset reset. We're going to dismantle the mental barriers that have held you back and establish why your home is the perfect environment for you to thrive. Let's begin by tackling the biggest myths about home fitness head-on. Myth number 1, you need a fancy gym with expensive equipment to get real results. This is perhaps the most pervasive and damaging myth in the fitness industry. It's a marketing tactic designed to sell memberships and machines. The truth. Your body is the most advanced piece of fitness equipment ever created. It is a weight that you can lift, a resistance machine that you can push and pull against, and it is perfectly calibrated for your current ability. For centuries, soldiers, athletes, and martial artists built incredible strength and endurance using nothing but the ground beneath their feet and the force of gravity. We will show you how bodyweight exercises alone can build lean muscle, burn fat, and dramatically improve your cardiovascular health. The simple, inexpensive additions of a few resistance bands or a set of dumbbells can unlock hundreds of new movements, all for less than the cost of 2 months at a typical gym. Results don't come from crow machines, they come from consistency and effort, both of which are easier to achieve at home. Myth number 2, home workouts are boring and less effective. Let's be honest, any workout can be boring if it's the same thing every single day. Walking on a treadmill for an hour at the gym can be just as monotonous as doing the same 10 jumping jacks in your living room. The key to effectiveness and enjoyment is variety and progression. Your home offers limitless opportunities for this. You can switch between high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, one day, to a calming yoga flow the next. You can focus on strength training on Wednesday and take a brisk walk or jog around your neighborhood on Thursday. The effectiveness of a workout is measured by the intensity you bring to it, not the location where you perform it. A focused, 20-minute workout at home where you push yourself will always be more effective than a distracted, hour-long session at the gym. And that brings us to myth number 3, I just don't have enough time. This is the reason most people give for not exercising. But let's reframe this. How much time does going to the gym actually take? Let's say 15 minutes to pack and drive there, 10 minutes to change and get set up, 45 minutes for the workout, and another 20 minutes to shower, change, and drive home. That's an hour and a half. What if you could get a highly effective, heart-pumping, muscle-building workout in just 25 to 30 minutes, with zero travel time? That's what working out at home gives you. You reclaim all that wasted time. You can squeeze a workout in before your first video call, while the kids are napping, or while dinner is in the oven. When the barrier to starting is just walking into the next room, I don't have time, becomes, I can find 20 minutes. And 20 minutes of consistent effort, day after day, will profoundly change your health. Now that we've busted some myths, let's build our new mindset. This begins with defining your why. Why are you listening to this right now? I want you to take a moment and think about it. Really think. Is it to lose 20 pounds? That's a goal, but it's not a why. Your why is the emotional core behind the goal. Is your why so you can have the energy to get down on the floor and play with your kids or grandkids without your back aching? Is it to walk up a flight of stairs without feeling winded? Is it to feel confident and strong in your own skin when you look in the mirror? Is it to manage stress and improve your mental health? Is it to build a strong body to carry you through a long, healthy, and active life, reducing your risk of chronic disease? Your why is what will pull you forward on the days when motivation is low. Write it down. Put it on a sticky note on your bathroom mirror or make it the lock screen on your phone. When you feel like skipping a workout, you won't see, "I have to exercise." You'll see, "I want to have the energy to play with my children." That is a powerful, emotional anchor. Next, let's create your success zone. You don't need a dedicated home gym. You just need a dedicated space. It can be a 6 by 6 foot area in your living room, a corner of your bedroom, or a clear spot in the garage. This is your spot. When you step into this space, it's time to focus on you. Keep it clean and uncluttered. Maybe you have a yoga mat you can roll out. This simple act of unrolling the mat can be a powerful signal to your brain that it's time to work. Make this space a positive one. This isn't a punishment zone, it's an empowerment zone. This is where you come to get stronger, healthier, and more resilient. Finally, for this first chapter, we need to embrace the most important principle of all: consistency over intensity. The fitness industry often glorifies grueling, no pain, no gain workouts. For someone just starting, this is the fastest path to burnout, injury, and quitting. Our goal for the first few weeks is not to set records. It is simply to build the habit, to show up for yourself. A 10-minute walk is better than a 0-minute run. A 15-minute gentle stretching session is better than a skipped 60-minute weightlifting session. The goal is to create a positive feedback loop. You do a short, achievable workout. You feel good afterward. Your brain registers this as a rewarding experience. This makes you more likely to do it again tomorrow. That is how sustainable habits are built. We will build up the intensity later, once the habit of consistency is locked in. So, let's recap our mindset reset. First, we understand that our body is our best tool and our home is our best gym. Second, we have a deep, emotional reason, our why, that will drive us forward. Third, we've designated a small positive space in our home that is our fitness sanctuary. And fourth, we are committing to the idea of consistency over intensity, celebrating the victory of just showing up. Your task for this week, before you even listen to Chapter 2, is simple. Don't worry about a formal workout. Just get acquainted with your space and your why. 3 times this week, on non-consecutive days, go to your spot. Roll out your mat if you have one. And for just 5 minutes, move your body in a way that feels good. Maybe it's gentle stretching. Maybe it's marching in place. Maybe it's just breathing deeply and reminding yourself of your why. You are building the foundation. You are proving to yourself that you can carve out this time. You are taking back control. In our next chapter, we will dive into the single most important category of exercise for building functional, real-world strength: bodyweight training. Welcome back to How to Stay Fit, Best Home Workouts for Americans. In our first chapter, we did the essential work of clearing the ground. We reset our mindset, established our powerful personal why, and committed to the transformative idea that our home is our greatest asset on this fitness journey. We embraced the philosophy of consistency over intensity, understanding that the simple act of showing up is the most important exercise of all. Today, we build on that foundation. We move from the why to the how. In this chapter, we are going to unlock the power of the most sophisticated and adaptable piece of fitness equipment you will ever own: your own body. This isn't a temporary solution until you can get to a gym. Bodyweight training is a powerful discipline in its own right, and it will be the cornerstone of our program. So, why is bodyweight training so effective? First and foremost, it builds functional strength. This is a term you'll hear a lot, and for good reason. Functional strength is strength that translates directly to your everyday life. The ability to lift a heavy bag of groceries, to get up off the floor with ease, to push a piece of furniture across the room, or to play with your kids without getting injured, that's functional strength. The movements we practice in bodyweight training, like squatting, pushing, and lifting our own torso, directly mimic the challenges of daily living. You're not just getting stronger for your workout, you're getting stronger for your life. Second, bodyweight training is a masterclass in developing core stability and balance. Almost every bodyweight exercise requires you to engage your core to maintain proper form. And when I say core, I don't just mean your six-pack abs. Your core is a complex series of muscles that wraps around your entire torso, from your abdomen to your mid-back, your obliques, and your hips. A strong, stable core is the foundation for all movement. It protects your spine from injury, improves your posture, and provides the platform from which all your strength originates. Third, it's incredibly kind to your joints, especially when you're starting out. By using your own body, the resistance is naturally scaled to what your frame is built to handle. You learn to control your own mass through a full range of motion, which strengthens the muscles and connective tissue surrounding your joints, making them more resilient. So, let's get practical. How do we structure our thinking about bodyweight movements? we can simplify nearly every exercise into one of 4 fundamental movement patterns. Think of these as the primary colors of fitness. Once you understand them, you can create endless variations. The 4 pillars of movement are push, pull, squat, and hinge. A push movement involves pushing resistance away from your body. The classic example is a push-up. These exercises primarily work the muscles on the front of your upper body, your chest, shoulders, and triceps. A pull movement is the opposite, pulling a weight or your own body toward you. The classic example is a pull-up. These movements are crucial for a balanced physique and good posture, as they work the large muscles of your back and your biceps. Now, pulling movements can be tricky at home without equipment, but we will introduce simple ways to do them in later chapters. For now, know that it's a critical pattern we must address. A squat is a lower body movement where your knees are the primary driver. It involves bending your knees and hips to lower your body down, as if sitting in a chair. This is arguably the most fundamental human movement pattern, working your quads, glutes, and hamstrings. Finally, a hinge is another lower body movement, but this one is driven by your hips. It involves pushing your hips backward while keeping a relatively straight back, like when you bend over to pick something up properly. The hinge is vital for building powerful glutes and hamstrings and for protecting your lower back. Today, we are going to learn perfect form on 5 foundational exercises that cover these patterns and build total body stability. We'll call them the foundational 5. Our motto here is quality over quantity. I would much rather you do 5 perfect repetitions than 20 sloppy ones. Listen carefully to these cues. First up is the bodyweight squat. This is the king of lower body exercises. Stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart, toes pointed slightly outward. Imagine you're about to sit down in a chair that's just a little too far behind you. Initiate the movement by pushing your hips back first. Keep your chest up and your eyes looking forward. Don't let your chest collapse toward the floor. Lower yourself until your thighs are parallel to the floor, or as low as you can comfortably go while maintaining good form. Keep your weight in your midfoot and heels, not your toes. Exhale and drive through your heels to stand back up, squeezing your glutes at the top. A common mistake is letting the knees cave inward. Actively think about pushing your knees out, so they track in line with your feet. For a regression, simply place a real chair behind you and practice sitting down and standing up without using your hands. Second is the incline push-up. A standard push-up can be too difficult at first, so we'll elevate our hands to reduce the resistance. Find a sturdy surface, like a kitchen counter, a strong desk, or the back of a sofa. Place your hands slightly wider than your shoulders on the edge of the surface. Step your feet back so your body forms a straight, rigid line from your head to your heels. Your core must be tight. Do not let your hips sag or pike up into the air. Inhale as you lower your chest toward the surface, keeping your elbows at about a 45-degree angle from your body, not flared out to the sides. Exhale and press firmly back to the starting position. The lower the surface, the harder the exercise. To make it easier, use a higher surface, like a wall. This is a classic push movement. Third is the glute bridge. This is our primary hinge movement for today and is fantastic for waking up your glutes, which can become inactive from sitting too much. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Your heels should be a few inches away from your fingertips. Rest your arms by your sides with your palms down. Exhale and press through your heels to lift your hips off the floor. Focus on squeezing your glute muscles, your butt, as hard as you can. Lift until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Avoid arching your lower back. The work should come from your glutes, not your spine. Hold for a second at the top, then inhale as you slowly lower your hips back to the floor. Fourth is the plank. This is the ultimate exercise for total core strength and stability. Place your forearms on the floor with your elbows directly under your shoulders and your hands clasped or flat on the floor. Extend your legs back, one at a time, to come up onto your toes. Your body should form a perfectly straight line from head to heels. Engage your core by pulling your belly button in towards your spine. Squeeze your glutes and quads to keep your body rigid. Look at the floor, just ahead of your hands, to keep your neck in a neutral position. Breathe steadily. Don't hold your breath. The most common mistake is letting the hips sag toward the floor. If you feel your form breaking, it's time to stop. For a regression, simply perform the plank from your knees instead of your toes. And our fifth and final exercise is the bird dog. This movement looks simple, but it is incredibly effective for building cross-body core stability and balance. Start on all fours in a tabletop position, with your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. Keep your back flat and your core engaged. Slowly and simultaneously, extend your right arm straight forward and your left leg straight back. Imagine you are balancing a glass of water on your lower back. Move with control to keep your hips and shoulders square to the floor. Reach as far as you can, then slowly return to the starting position. Hello and welcome back. In our last chapter, we laid the literal groundwork for our fitness journey by mastering the foundational 5 bodyweight exercises. You learned how to squat, push, bridge, plank, and stabilize, building a base of functional strength. You now have your first structured workout, the foundation circuit. If you've done it even once, you should be incredibly proud of yourself. You are officially on the path. But strength is only half of the equation. A powerful car with a weak engine won't get you very far. Today, we're going to work on your engine, your cardiovascular system. This is your heart, your lungs, and the network of vessels that transports oxygen and nutrients to every single cell in your body. It is the system that powers everything you do. When most people hear the word cardio, they picture a scene of drudgery. Hours spent plodding away on a treadmill, staring at a wall, or mindlessly pedaling a stationary bike, watching the minutes tick by with agonizing slowness. Today, we are going to completely shatter that image. We're going to redefine what cardio means and show you how to get a phenomenal heart and lung workout in less time than it takes to watch a sitcom, all without a single piece of boring machinery. So, first things first. Why is cardiovascular fitness so critically important? It goes far beyond simply burning calories. Think of your heart as a muscle. Just like lifting a weight makes your biceps stronger, challenging your heart with cardio exercise makes it stronger and more efficient. A stronger heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood through your body. This leads to a lower resting heart rate and lower blood pressure, which are 2 of the most significant markers of long-term health and longevity. Strong cardio fitness also means improved lung capacity. Your body becomes better at taking in oxygen and getting rid of carbon dioxide. The result: more energy. That feeling of being out of breath after climbing a flight of stairs begins to disappear. The afternoon slump at work becomes less pronounced. You simply have more fuel in the tank to live your life to the fullest. And the benefits aren't just physical. Cardiovascular exercise is one of the most powerful tools we have for managing our mental health. It releases a cascade of feel-good chemicals in your brain called endorphins, which act as natural mood elevators and pain relievers. It is a potent stress buster, helping to burn off the anxious energy that builds up throughout a busy day. A brisk, heart-pumping workout can do more for your mental clarity and emotional well-being than almost any other single activity. Now that we know why it's so important, let's talk about a smarter way to do it. While there's nothing wrong with a long walk or a steady jog, the secret weapon for time-crunched Americans is a concept called high-intensity interval training, or HIIT. HIIT is a workout style that involves short, explosive bursts of all-out effort, followed by brief periods of rest or very low-intensity movement. Instead of jogging for 30 minutes straight, you might sprint for 30 seconds and then walk for 60 seconds, repeating that cycle several times. This method is incredibly effective for a few key reasons. First, it's brutally efficient. Study after study has shown that a 15 to 20-minute HIIT workout can provide the same, or even greater, cardiovascular benefits as a 45-minute steady-state cardio session. For those of us juggling work, family, and 1,000 other responsibilities, this is a game changer. Second is a phenomenon known as the afterburn effect, or its scientific name, excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, EPOC. After an intense HIIT session, your body has to work hard to return to its normal resting state. This process requires energy, meaning your metabolism stays elevated and you continue to burn calories at a higher rate for hours after your workout is finished. You get more bang for your buck, turning your body into a more efficient fat-burning machine around the clock. Finally, HIIT is engaging. The constant change in pace and intensity keeps your mind occupied. The short bursts of work are challenging but manageable because you know a rest period is just seconds away. It's the perfect antidote to the monotony of traditional cardio. So, let's learn some simple, effective, no-equipment exercises that are perfect for your first HIIT workout. For each one, I will provide a low-impact modification for those who need to protect their joints or are just starting out. First, the timeless classic, jumping jacks. Stand with your feet together and your hands at your sides. In one fluid motion, jump your feet out to the sides while raising your arms over your head. Immediately reverse the motion to return to the start. The key is to be light on your feet. The low-impact modification is the step jab. Instead of jumping, simply step your right foot out to the side while raising your arms, then return to the center. Then, step your left foot out and repeat. Second, high knees. Stand in place and run, but focus on driving your knees up toward your chest. Keep your core tight and try to land softly on the balls of your feet. This is a fantastic way to get your heart rate up quickly. The low-impact modification is simply a high knee march. Stand tall and march in place, focusing on lifting each knee as high as you can in a controlled manner, engaging your core. Third, butt kicks. Standing in place, jog lightly while trying to kick your heels up toward your glutes. This is great for activating your hamstrings. The low-impact modification is a standing hamstring curl. Simply stand and bring one heel up towards your glutes, then lower it with control and repeat on the other side. Fourth, a total body powerhouse, mountain climbers. Start in a high plank position, with your hands directly under your shoulders and your body in a straight line. Engage your core and begin to run your knees in toward your chest, one at a time. It's like running in a plank position. The low-impact modification is to simply slow the movement down. Instead of running, bring one knee in slowly and deliberately, tap your toe, return it to the start, and then repeat on the other side. Now, let's put this into a structured workout. We'll use a beginner-friendly protocol I call the Ignition 20/40ths. It's simple. You will perform an exercise with maximum effort for 20 seconds, followed by 40 seconds of complete rest or very slow marching in place. This 1-to-2 work-to-rest ratio is perfect for beginners, as it allows for near-full recovery so you can give great effort on your next work interval. Here is your first HIIT workout. You will need a timer for this. You will cycle through 4 exercises: jumping jacks, high knees, mountain climbers, and butt kicks. You will do jumping jacks for 20 seconds, then rest for 40 seconds. Then, you will do high knees for 20 seconds, and rest for 40 seconds. Then, mountain climbers for 20 seconds, rest for 40. Finally, butt kicks for 20 seconds, rest for 40. That completes one full round, which takes 4 minutes. Your goal is to complete 3 to 4 rounds. That's a highly effective 12 to 16-minute cardio workout. Your plan for the week now has 2 components. I want you to perform your foundation circuit from chapter 2 times this week. Then, on 1 or 2 separate days, I want you to perform this new Ignition 20/40ths HIIT workout. Do not do them on the same day just yet. Give your body time to adapt. You now have a plan for strength and a plan for your cardiovascular engine. You are building a truly well-rounded, resilient, and capable body. In our next chapter, we will address the third, and perhaps most overlooked, pillar of physical fitness: mobility and flexibility. We'll explore why moving well is just as important as being strong and fast, and I'll guide you through a simple routine you can do anytime to improve your range of motion, reduce aches and pains, and prevent injury. You're doing fantastic work. Keep showing up. I'll see you in the next chapter. Welcome back. In our journey together so far, we've accomplished so much. We started by building the most important thing, the right mindset. Then, in Chapter 2, we built our chassis, our foundation of strength, with a foundational 5 bodyweight exercises. In Chapter 3, we fired up the engine with our first high-intensity interval training workout, boosting our cardiovascular health. We have a strong chassis and a powerful engine. But what good is a car if the wheels are rusted shut and the steering is locked? Today, we address the forgotten pillar of fitness, the component that allows everything else to work properly: mobility and flexibility. This is your body's suspension and steering system. It's what ensures you can move smoothly, efficiently, and without pain. Neglecting this is like building a powerful engine but never changing the oil or aligning the tires. Sooner or later, you're headed for a breakdown. Now, you often hear the words flexibility and mobility used interchangeably, but they are actually 2 different, though related, concepts. It's important to understand the distinction. Flexibility refers to the ability of your muscles to lengthen passively. Think about bending over and touching your toes. The stretch you feel in the back of your legs, in your hamstrings, is a measure of their flexibility. It's a key component, but it's a passive quality. Mobility, on the other hand, is an active quality. It's the ability of a joint to move through its full, intended range of motion with control. Mobility requires flexibility, but it also requires strength, balance, and coordination. A deep, controlled squat, for example, requires mobility in your ankles, knees, and hips. It's one thing for your hamstring to be flexible. It's another thing entirely to be able to use that flexibility to move your body powerfully and safely. Think of it this way: flexibility is about having a long enough rope. Mobility is having the strength and control to actually use that rope to tie a knot. We need both, but our goal is to improve mobility, because that translates directly to better movement in life and in exercise. So why is this a non-negotiable part of your fitness routine? The answer lies in our modern American lifestyle. We sit at desks, in cars, on the couch. This prolonged sitting wreaks havoc on our bodies. Our hip flexors, the muscles at the front of our hips, become short and tight. Our glutes, which should be the most powerful muscles in our body, become weak and inactive. Our shoulders round forward as we hunch over keyboards and phones, tightening our chest muscles and weakening our back muscles. This creates a cascade of problems. Tight hips are a leading cause of lower back pain. Poor shoulder posture can lead to neck pain, tension headaches, and even rotator cuff injuries. More than that, this lack of mobility actively sabotages your workouts. If your ankles are stiff, you won't be able to squat correctly, putting undue stress on your knees. If your shoulders are tight, you won't be able to do a push-up with proper form. Mobility work is your antidote to the curse of the chair. It's not just stretching. It is essential body maintenance that prevents injuries, alleviates common aches and pains, improves your posture, and allows you to get much more out of the strength and cardio workouts we've already learned. So, let's get into the how. I'm going to teach you a simple 5-move routine I call the Daily Unlock. This sequence can be done in just 5 to 10 minutes. You can use it as a warm-up before your workouts, a cool-down afterward, or ideally, as a standalone routine first thing in the morning to start your day or as a break from long periods of sitting. Movement 1. Cat-cow. This is for spinal mobility. Start on all fours, in a tabletop position. Your hands should be directly under your shoulders, and your knees directly under your hips. As you inhale, drop your belly towards the floor, lift your chest and your tailbone, and look slightly forward. This is the cow position. As you exhale, reverse the movement. Press the floor away, round your spine up toward the ceiling like an angry cat, and tuck your chin to your chest. This is cat. Flow smoothly between these two positions for 8 to 10 repetitions, letting your breath guide the movement. Movement 2. Thoracic spine rotations. This targets the mid to upper back, which gets very stiff from hunching. From the same tabletop position, place your right hand behind your head, elbow pointing out to the side. Keeping your core stable, rotate your right elbow down towards your left wrist. Then, reverse the movement, rotating your chest open to the right side and pointing your right elbow up to the ceiling. Follow your elbow with your eyes. Focus on the rotation coming from your mid-back, not your lower back. Perform 8 repetitions on one side, then switch hands and do 8 on the other. Movement 3. The world's greatest stretch. It's named this for a reason. It targets your hips, hamstrings, and thoracic spine all at once. Start in a high plank position. Step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand, so you are in a deep lunge. Keeping your left leg straight and strong, drop your right elbow down towards the inside of your right foot. Go as low as you can. You'll feel a deep stretch in your right hip. Then, place your right hand back on the floor and rotate your chest to the right, reaching your right arm up to the ceiling. Bring your hand back down, step your right foot back to the plank position, and repeat on the left side. Do 4 to 5 repetitions on each side. Movement 4. The deep squat hold. This is incredible for opening up your hips and improving ankle mobility. Stand with your feet a little wider than your shoulders. Lower yourself into the deepest squat you can manage. If you can't get very low or your heels come up, that's okay. You can hold onto a doorknob, a sturdy chair, or a counter for support. Try to keep your chest up and your back as straight as possible. You can gently use your elbows to press your knees outward. Just sit in this position and breathe for 30 to 60 seconds. It might be uncomfortable at first, but it will get easier with practice. Movement 5. Wall slides. This is the ultimate posture corrector. Stand with your back flat against a wall. Your feet should be a few inches away from the wall. Your head, upper back, and tailbone should all be in contact with it. Raise your arms into a goalpost position, with your elbows bent at 90 degrees. Try to press your elbows and the backs of your hands and wrists against the wall. Slowly, slide your arms up the wall until they are nearly straight, keeping them in contact with the wall the entire time. Then, slowly slide them back down. You'll feel the muscles in your mid-back working hard. Perform 10 to 12 slow, controlled repetitions. So your new weekly plan looks like this. Perform the foundation circuit for strength 2 times a week. Perform the ignition hit workout for cardio 1 or 2 times a week. And incorporate the daily unlock mobility routine as often as you can, ideally every day. See it not as another chore, but as an act of kindness to your body. It is the grease that keeps the machinery moving smoothly, allowing you to train consistently and live pain-free. Now that we have covered strength, cardio, and mobility, it's time to talk about the fuel that makes all of this possible. In our next chapter, Chapter 5, we will demystify nutrition. We're going to cut through the confusing world of diets and fads and focus on the simple, fundamental principles of fueling your body for energy, recovery, and results. Great work today. Take care of your joints, and they will take care of you. I'll see you in the next chapter. Hello and welcome back to our journey. Over the past 4 chapters, we have built an incredible foundation. We cultivated the right mindset, forged a base of strength, fired up our cardiovascular engine, and unlocked our body's potential with mobility work. We have assembled a high-performance machine. But even the most expertly built machine is useless without the right kind of fuel. Today, we talk about that fuel. We are diving into the world of nutrition. Now, let's be honest. For most people, the topic of nutrition is a minefield of confusion, contradiction, and frustration. One day, fats are the enemy, the next, it's carbs. You're bombarded with fad diets, superfoods, and miracle supplements, each promising a quick fix. It's overwhelming, and it's designed to be. Our goal in this chapter is to silence that noise. We are not going to talk about restrictive diets or complicated meal plans. We are going to establish a simple, sustainable framework for eating that will fuel your workouts, speed up your recovery, and give you the vibrant energy you deserve. This isn't a diet, it's a performance and health strategy for life. The very first step is a mental one. We must ditch the diet mentality. The word diet itself often implies a temporary period of restriction and deprivation. It's something you go on and, inevitably, go off. This all-or-nothing approach is the #1 reason people fail to make lasting change. From this moment on, I want you to reframe your thinking. We are not dieting. We are learning how to fuel our bodies. We're going to focus on what we can add to our plates to make us feel better and perform stronger, not just what we need to take away. This positive approach is far more empowering and sustainable. The core principle is beautifully simple. Prioritize whole, minimally processed foods. If it's something that grew in the ground, swam in the water, or roamed the land, you're on the right track. To understand how to fuel ourselves, we need to know about the 3 main building blocks of our food, the macronutrients: protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Let's break them down in simple, functional terms. First up is protein. Think of protein as the builder. When you perform your strength workouts, you're creating microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. Protein provides the raw materials, amino acids, that your body uses to repair that damage and rebuild your muscles stronger than before. It is absolutely essential for seeing the results of your hard work. But it does more than that. Protein is also crucial for producing hormones and enzymes, and it's highly satiating, meaning it helps you feel full and satisfied after a meal, reducing cravings. Where do you find it? Excellent sources include lean meats like chicken and turkey, fish like salmon and tuna, eggs, and dairy products like Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. If you're plant-based, legumes like beans, lentils, chickpeas, as well as tofu and edamame, are fantastic options. A simple guideline is to aim for a portion about the size of your palm with each of your main meals. Next, we have carbohydrates, or carbs. For years, carbs have been unfairly villainized. Let's clear the air. Carbohydrates are the energizer. They are your body's primary and most easily accessible source of fuel. Your brain runs almost exclusively on glucose, which comes from carbs. Your muscles need carbs to power through your workouts, especially the high-intensity ones. The key is to choose the right kind. We want to focus on complex carbohydrates. These are slow-digesting, high in fiber, and provide a steady release of energy. Think of oatmeal, brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, whole grain bread, and all fruits and vegetables. The carbs we want to limit are simple carbs, like those found in sugary drinks, candy, pastries, and white bread. These cause a rapid spike and subsequent crash in your blood sugar and offer very little nutritional value. A great guideline is to include a portion of complex carbs about the size of your cupped hand with your meals, especially in the meals before and after your workouts to ensure you have enough energy and can replenish your stores. Finally, let's talk about fats. For decades, we were told that fat was the enemy. We now know that's completely wrong. Healthy fats are the regulator. They are absolutely essential for your health. Fats are critical for producing hormones. They help absorb certain vitamins, specifically vitamins A, D, E, and K. They are vital for brain health, and they provide a source of long-term, steady energy. The focus here is on healthy, unsaturated fats. You'll find these in abundance in foods like avocados, nuts and seeds, olive oil, and fatty fish like salmon. The fats to limit are artificial trans fats and excessive saturated fats found in deep-fried foods, commercially baked goods, and highly processed snacks. A simple guideline for portioning is to add a serving of healthy fats about the size of your thumb to each of your meals. Now, instead of getting bogged down with counting every single calorie, which can be tedious and stressful, I want to give you a simple visual tool called the perfect plate method. For your main meals, picture your dinner plate and divide it like this. Fill half of your plate with non-starchy vegetables. This is your foundation. Think broccoli, spinach, salad greens, bell peppers, asparagus, cauliflower. These foods are packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber, and they fill you up without adding a lot of calories. Fill 1/4 of your plate with your lean protein source, the builder. That palm-sized portion of chicken, fish, beans, or tofu. Fill the last 1/4 of your plate with your complex carbohydrate source, the energizer. That cupped hand serving of sweet potato, quinoa, or brown rice. Finally, add your thumb-sized portion of healthy fats, the regulator, either cooked into the meal with olive oil, or added on top, like a sprinkle of nuts or slices of avocado. This simple, visual guide ensures a balanced, nutrient-dense meal every single time, without any complicated math. Lastly, let's discuss the most important and most frequently overlooked nutrient of all, water. Every single process in your body, from muscle contraction to brain function to digestion, requires water. Even mild dehydration can cause your energy levels to plummet, reduce your workout performance, and lead to mental fog. Your goal is simple and actionable. Aim to drink roughly half your body weight in ounces of water per day. So, if you weigh 180 pounds, you should aim for about 90 ounces of water. The easiest way to achieve this is to get a reusable water bottle and keep it with you all day. Start your morning with a large glass of water to rehydrate after sleeping. This single habit can have a massive impact on how you feel. Let's recap the principles of fueling your machine. 1. Ditch the diet mentality and focus on fueling for life. 2. Build your meals around whole foods. 3. Balance every meal with the builder, protein, the energizer, carbs, and the regulator, fats. 4. Use the perfect plate method as your visual guide. And 5. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Your homework is not to change everything overnight. It's to pick one thing. Maybe this week, you focus solely on hitting your water goal. Or maybe you make a point to add a vegetable to every single dinner. Progress, not perfection, is our mantra. We now have the blueprints for exercise and the principles for fuel. In our next chapter, Chapter 6, we're going to put it all together. We will build your first ever weekly fitness schedule, showing you how to perfectly blend your strength, cardio, and mobility work. We'll also cover the crucial, often skipped topic of rest and recovery, why it's just as important as the workout itself. You're doing amazing. Keep fueling your body with the respect and care it deserves. I'll see you in the next chapter. Hello and welcome back. What an incredible journey we've been on. We started by forging an unbreakable mindset. We learned the fundamental movements for strength, the techniques for powerful cardio, and the essential drills for mobility. Just last chapter, we laid out the simple principles for fueling your body. You now have all the individual components. You have the bricks, the mortar, the wiring, and the plumbing. Today, we step into the role of the architect. We're going to take all those individual pieces and build them into a cohesive, powerful, and sustainable structure. Your perfect fitness week. Having a plan is the bridge between wanting results and achieving them. A structured week removes the guesswork. You won't have to wake up and wonder, what should I do today? The decision is already made. All you have to do is execute. This blueprint is designed to create balance, a crucial element for long-term success. Focusing only on strength can leave you feeling stiff and sore, while focusing only on cardio can neglect the muscle tone and metabolic benefits that strength training provides. Mobility, as we've learned, underpins everything. And weaving it all together is the most underrated component of all, rest. I want you to burn this idea into your mind. Progress is not made during your workouts. Progress is made in the hours and days after your workouts, when your body is resting and recovering. The workout is the stimulus for change. The recovery is when the change actually happens. Therefore, your off days are just as productive and important as your on days. So, let's lay out your first weekly blueprint. Think of this as a template. Life is unpredictable, so feel free to shift days around to fit your personal schedule. The key is the overall balance of work and recovery throughout the week. ## your weekly fitness blueprint. Monday, Strength Day. We kick off the week with strength. On Monday, your task is to complete the Foundation Circuit from Chapter 2. This full-body strength workout will activate all your major muscle groups, boost your metabolism for the day ahead, and set a powerful tone for the entire week. Give it your full attention and focus on quality form. Tuesday, Active Recovery and Mobility. Today is not a day to sit on the couch. It's a day for active recovery. Your primary goal is to perform the Daily Unlock Mobility routine from Chapter 4. This will help ease any muscle soreness from yesterday's workout and improve your range of motion. If you have extra time and energy, pair this with a 20 to 30-minute brisk walk outside. The goal is gentle movement to promote blood flow, which delivers nutrients to your muscles and helps speed up the repair process. Wednesday, cardio/hit day. Today, we fire up the engine. Your workout is the Ignition HIT session from Chapter 3. This is your chance to push your cardiovascular system, challenge your endurance, and maximize your calorie burn in a very short amount of time. Come into this workout with intensity, ready to give your all during those 20-second work intervals. Thursday, active recovery and mobility. Just like Tuesday, today is dedicated to helping your body recover and rebuild. Once again, your mission is the daily unlock routine. Consistency is what transforms your mobility. Doing these drills regularly will have a far greater impact than one long session per week. A walk is, again, a fantastic addition if you feel up to it. Friday, strength day. We end the work week with another strength session. You will perform the foundation circuit one more time. Having 2 full-body strength sessions per week provides the ideal stimulus for a beginner to build muscle and see significant changes in body composition. You might even feel a little stronger than you did on Monday. Pay attention to that progress. Saturday, your choice, active lifestyle day. Saturdays are about making fitness a part of your life in a way that you genuinely enjoy. The choice is yours. You could go for a longer walk or a hike with family. You could play a sport in the park. If you're feeling particularly energetic, you could do another Ignition HIT session. Or you could simply do another mobility session. The goal is to be active and have fun with it. Sunday, true rest day. This is your day to fully rest and recharge. No formal exercise. This is non-negotiable. True rest is when a huge portion of your body's repair and adaptation occurs. Sleep in a little if you can. Hydrate well and fuel your body with nutritious food. You have earned this day of rest, and your body needs it to come back stronger for the week ahead. Hashtag the science of recovery. So why is rest so critical? When you lift, push, and squat during your strength workouts, you create tiny micro tears in your muscle fibers. During recovery, especially when you sleep, your body goes to work repairing these tears, fusing the fibers back together and adding new material to make them thicker and stronger. Without adequate rest, you are in a constant state of breakdown, and you will never see the results you're working so hard for. This also applies to your nervous system. High-intensity training is a stress on the body, a good stress, but a stress nonetheless. Your central nervous system needs downtime to recover. Pushing too hard, too often, without rest can lead to burnout, fatigue, and a state of overtraining. Finally, quality recovery is your #1 tool for injury prevention. A fatigued body is a compromised body. Your form starts to break down, your joints take on more strain than they should, and you become far more susceptible to pulls, sprains, and other injuries that can sideline you for weeks. The undisputed king of recovery is sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. This is when your body releases growth hormone, which is critical for tissue repair. Your nutrition, which we covered in Chapter 5, is the co-pilot. Providing your body with protein, carbs, and healthy fats gives it the building blocks it needs. And of course, staying hydrated is essential for all these processes to function optimally. You now have the complete blueprint. You know what to do each day, and you understand why the days off are just as important as the days on. Take this template, print it out, and put it on your fridge. Use it as your guide. Now, a question naturally arises. What happens when this week starts to feel manageable, or even easy? How do we keep getting stronger and fitter? In our next chapter, Chapter 7, we will answer that question by exploring the single most important principle for long-term fitness success, progressive overload. I'll teach you how to systematically and safely make your workouts more challenging over time, ensuring that you continue to make progress and never get stuck on a plateau. You have the plan. Now go and build your week. I'll see you in the next chapter. Hello and welcome back. By now, you have everything you need to be successful. You have the mindset, the foundational exercises, a balanced weekly schedule, and the nutritional principles to fuel it all. If you have been following the blueprint from Chapter 6 for a week or two, you've probably started to feel a change. You might feel more energetic, a little stronger, and more in control. You are in a rhythm, and that consistency is the most important victory of all. But this leads to a vital question. What happens next? The human body is the most incredible adaptation machine on the planet. Its entire purpose is to adapt to the stresses placed upon it to make them easier in the future. That workout that left you breathless and sore a few weeks ago will eventually start to feel manageable. This is not a sign that the program is no longer working. On the contrary, it's the ultimate sign that it is working. Your body has adapted. It has become stronger and more efficient. But it is also a signal that if you want to keep changing, you must present your body with a new challenge. Today, we are going to learn the single most important concept in all of fitness and strength training. This is the golden rule that separates those who get transformative, long-term results from those who get stuck on a plateau. The concept is called progressive overload. In the simplest terms, progressive overload means gradually and systematically increasing the demands you place on your body over time. To understand why this is so critical, let's use a simple analogy. Imagine you want to build a callus on your hand by rubbing it with a piece of sandpaper. The first day, the friction is a new stress, and your body responds by starting to build a slightly tougher layer of skin. But if you come back every single day and rub it with the exact same pressure for the exact same amount of time, your skin will quickly adapt. It will build just enough of a callus to handle that specific stress, and then it will stop changing. To make the callus thicker and more resilient, you have to slightly increase the demand, either by rubbing for a longer time, or by using a slightly rougher piece of sandpaper. Your muscles, your heart, your lungs, and your bones work in precisely the same way. The first time you do the foundation circuit, it's a new challenge. Your body adapts. But if you perform the exact same circuit, with the exact same number of repetitions, forever, your body will have no reason to continue adapting. It has already mastered that specific task. Progressive overload is our tool for intelligently introducing a new, slightly harder task, which forces the body to adapt further. So, how do we actually apply this? There are 4 primary ways to progressively overload your workouts. Let's go through them one by one. ## Method 1. Increase your reps or duration. This is the most straightforward way to begin. It's a form of increasing your total workout volume. For your foundation circuit, let's say you started by doing 8 repetitions, or reps, of each exercise. For the next few weeks, your goal could be to stay at 8 reps for week 1, then progress to 9 reps for week 2, 10 for week 3, and so on, until you can comfortably perform 12 to 15 reps of each exercise with perfect form. For your ignition hit workout, you could increase the duration of your work interval. Instead of working for 20 seconds, you could push yourself to work for 25 seconds, while keeping your rest period the same. For an exercise like the plank, if you started by holding it for 30 seconds, your goal would be to build up to 35, then 40, then 45 seconds. ## Method 2. Decrease your rest time. This method increases the density of your workout, meaning you're doing the same amount of work in less time. This is particularly effective for improving your cardiovascular fitness and muscular endurance. In your foundation circuit, if you were resting for 90 seconds between each round, your goal could be to reduce that to 75 seconds. Once that feels manageable, you could reduce it to 60 seconds. In your ignition hit workout, you could change your work-to-rest ratio. Instead of the 20 seconds of work and 40 seconds of rest we started with, you could progress to 20 seconds of work and 30 seconds of rest. This shorter recovery period will challenge your heart's ability to bounce back quickly. ## Method 3. Increase your sets or rounds. This is another way to increase your total workout volume. It's simple. You just do more work. For the foundation circuit, if you started by completing 2 full rounds, your primary goal for the next month could be to build up to the point where you can complete 3 full rounds with good form. Similarly, for the ignition hit workout, if you started with 3 rounds of the circuit, you can aim to add a 4th round to make the session longer and more challenging. ## Method 4. Increase the difficulty. This is where things get really exciting. This method involves making the exercises themselves more challenging. Once you've mastered the basic form and can hit the top end of our rep range, say 12 to 15 reps, you can progress to a more advanced variation. Let's look at our foundational 5. For the bodyweight squat, you could progress to a pause squat, where you hold the bottom position for 2 to 3 seconds before standing up, or an explosive jump squat. For the incline push-up, you can gradually lower the incline. Move from the wall to a high counter to a sturdy coffee table, then to push UPS on your knees, and eventually to full push UPS on your toes. For the glute bridge, you can progress to the much more challenging single-leg glute bridge, which dramatically increases the demand on each glute individually. For the plank, you could try a plank with shoulder taps, which challenges your core stability. So, how do you know when to progress? I want you to follow 2 simple rules. First is the 2-rep rule. It goes like this: if you can perform 2 more reps than your target in the final set of an exercise for 2 workouts in a row, it's time to increase the challenge. For example, if your goal is 10 squats and you hit 12 on your last set on both Monday and Friday, then next week, it's time to make the squats harder. The second rule is, change only one variable at a time. Don't try to increase your reps, decrease your rest, and do a harder exercise all at once. That's a recipe for burnout or injury. Pick one method of progression. For example, focus only on increasing your reps for a few weeks. Once you've mastered that, you can keep the reps the same but progress to a harder exercise variation. You are now your own personal trainer. You have the knowledge to assess when a workout is becoming too easy and the tools to adjust the difficulty to ensure you never stop making progress. This principle of progressive overload is your key to unlocking your full potential. We have built an incredible foundation with just our own body weight. But what if you're ready to add a new tool to your toolbox? In our next chapter, Chapter 8, we will introduce our first pieces of simple, affordable home gym equipment, resistance bands. I'll show you the different types of bands and teach you a host of new exercises that will challenge your muscles in brand new ways. Keep up the amazing work. I'll see you in the next chapter. Hello and welcome back. In our last chapter, we unlocked the secret to all long-term fitness success, the principle of progressive overload. You learned that to keep changing, you must keep challenging your body in new ways. You now have the tools to make your body weight workouts harder by adjusting your reps, rest, rounds, or the difficulty of the exercises themselves. You are in complete control of your progress. Body weight training is, and always will be, a cornerstone of a healthy physique. But to truly maximize the principle of progressive overload, it's incredibly helpful to have tools that allow you to add external resistance. Today, we take the first step in upgrading your home fitness haven. We're going to introduce the single most versatile, affordable, and space-saving piece of equipment you can own, resistance bands. Think of resistance bands as your portable, all-in-one cable machine. This simple tool opens up hundreds of new exercise possibilities and allows you to challenge your muscles in a way that bodyweight training alone sometimes can't. So, why are bands so effective? First, they provide variable resistance. A 20-pound dumbbell weighs 20 pounds at the bottom of the lift and 20 pounds at the top. A resistance band is different. The more you stretch it, the more tension it creates. This means your muscles are challenged through the entire range of motion, with the most resistance occurring at the very peak of the contraction, right where the muscle is working its hardest. Second, they are incredibly versatile and joint-friendly. You can use them to train your entire body, and the smooth, accommodating resistance is often much easier on your joints than heavy, jarring weights. But perhaps the most important benefit for us is that bands finally allow us to effectively train our pull muscles. Remember back in Chapter 2 when we talked about the 4 pillars of movement? Pushing, squatting, and hinging are easy to do with just your body weight. But pulling, the motion that builds a strong back and creates good posture, is very difficult without a pull-up bar. Resistance bands solve this problem instantly, allowing us to perform rows and other back exercises that are critical for counteracting the effects of sitting and hunching all day. Before we get to the exercises, let's quickly cover the main types of bands you'll see. First, you have tube bands with handles. These are my top recommendation for a beginner. They look like surgical tubing with handles on the ends, and they often come in a kit with a door anchor, which allows you to attach the band to a sturdy door at any height. Second are small, circular bands called loop bands, sometimes known as booty bands. These typically go around your thighs or ankles and are phenomenal for activating your glute and hip muscles. Finally, there are large, heavy-duty loop bands, often called pull-up bands. While they can be used for many exercises, we'll focus on the first 2 types for now. My suggestion: invest in a quality set of tube bands with handles and a door anchor, and a multi-pack of small loop bands. This small investment will revolutionize your home workouts. Now, let's learn 5 band basics exercises that you can start using right away. ## the band basics workout. 1. Banded rows, the posture saver. This is our primary pulling exercise. Securely attach your tube band to a door using the anchor at about chest height. Grab the handles and step back until there's light tension in the band. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, core engaged, and arms extended in front of you. Now, pull the handles toward your torso, driving your elbows straight back. The key is to imagine you're trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. Pause for a second when you feel that squeeze, then slowly control the handles back to the starting position. This is the antidote to rounded shoulders. 2. Banded chest press, the push-up alternative. This exercise mimics a bench press or a cable press. Take your tube band and wrap it around your upper back, holding a handle in each hand. The band should be flat across your shoulder blades. Stagger your feet for balance. Start with your hands at your chest, palms facing down. Now, press the handles forward and together until your arms are fully extended. Squeeze your chest muscles at the end of the movement. Slowly and with control, bring your hands back to your chest. 3. Banded pull-aparts, the shoulder saver. This is a simple but mighty exercise for your upper back and shoulder health. Use a lighter tube band for this, and hold it in front of you with both hands, about shoulder width apart, palms facing the floor. Your arms should be straight. Now, keeping your arms straight, pull the band apart by squeezing your shoulder blades together. The goal is to stretch the band across your chest. Hold that squeezed position for a moment, then slowly return to the start. Do not shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Keep them down and back. 4. Banded glute bridges, the glute activator. Let's upgrade our glute bridge from Chapter 2. Place a small loop band around both of your thighs, just a few inches above your knees. Lie on your back in the same glute bridge position as before. The band will be trying to pull your knees together. Your job is to actively push your knees outward against the band's tension. Now, perform your glute bridges just like before, driving through your heels and squeezing your glutes at the top. You will feel your outer hip and glute muscles working on a whole new level. 5. Banded bicep curls, the arm builder. A classic for a reason. Stand on the middle of your tube band with both feet. Grab the handles with an underhand grip, palms facing forward. Keeping your elbows pinned to your sides, curl the handles up toward your shoulders. Squeeze your biceps at the top of the movement. Then, slowly lower the handles back down with control. Don't just let them drop. The controlled negative is just as important as the curl itself. So, how do you incorporate these into your weekly blueprint? You have a couple of options. On your strength days, you can substitute some of these new exercises into your foundation circuit. For instance, you could do banded chest presses instead of incline push UPS and add the banded rows as a new, 6th exercise. Or if you're feeling ambitious and want to add a 3rd strength day to your week, you could make Saturday your band basics day. You have now officially become a home gym owner. This small upgrade opens up a new world of exercise variety and a powerful new tool for progressive overload. We've now covered bodyweight and resistance bands, which are amazing for building muscle endurance, stability, and functional strength. But what about developing pure strength and power? In our next chapter, Chapter 9, we'll introduce the undisputed king of home strength training equipment, the dumbbell. We'll talk about how to select the right weights and learn the most essential dumbbell exercises for building serious, lasting strength. Congratulations on your upgrade. I'll see you in the next chapter. Hello and welcome back to your home fitness haven. In our last chapter, we made our first major upgrade, adding the incredible versatility of resistance bands to our training. You learned how bands provide a unique form of variable resistance, challenging your muscles through their entire range of motion. You now have a powerful tool for posture, stability, and endurance. Today, we take the next logical step on our strength journey. We're going to introduce the undisputed king of home strength training equipment, a tool that has been used to build strong, resilient bodies for over a century, the dumbbell. While resistance bands provide variable tension that increases as you stretch them, dumbbells provide a constant tension. Thanks to gravity, a 20-pound dumbbell weighs 20 pounds when you start the lift and 20 pounds when you finish it. This constant, predictable load provides a different and incredibly powerful stimulus for building muscle density and raw strength. Working with dumbbells also forces each side of your body to work independently. When you do a push-up, your stronger side can sometimes compensate for your weaker side. But when you're holding a dumbbell in each hand, your left arm has to do all the work for the left dumbbell, and the right arm has to do all the work for the right one. This is fantastic for building balanced, symmetrical strength and identifying any muscle imbalances you might have. Best of all, progression is simple and incredibly motivating. There is no better feeling than graduating from the 15-pound dumbbells to the 20-pounders. It's a concrete measure of your progress. So, how do you choose your first set? You'll see two main types: fixed-weight dumbbells, which are the traditional solid metal weights, and adjustable dumbbells, where you can change the weight on a single handle. While adjustables can be a great space saver in the long run, I recommend starting with 1 or 2 pairs of fixed-weight dumbbells. They are simple, durable, and the most affordable way to get started. The most important question is, what weight should you get? Here is your test drive. If you can, go to a store that sells fitness equipment. Pick up a dumbbell and try to perform a bicep curl or an overhead press. The right weight is one you can lift for about 10 to 12 repetitions, or reps, with good form. The last 2 or 3 reps should feel challenging, but not so difficult that your form breaks down. If you can only manage 5 reps, it's too heavy. If you could easily do 20, it's too light. A great starting point for many people is to get 2 pairs, a lighter pair, perhaps 8 to 15 pounds, for upper body exercises, and a heavier pair, perhaps 15 to 30 pounds, for lower body exercises. Now, let's learn the 5 foundational dumbbell lifts. These are compound exercises, meaning they work multiple muscle groups at once, giving you the most bang for your buck. Master these, and you have the keys to a lifetime of strength. Hashtag your 5 foundational dumbbell lifts. 1. The dumbbell goblet squat. Squat pattern. This is the single best way to learn perfect squat form. Hold one of your heavier dumbbells vertically against your chest, cupping the top of the weight with both hands, like you're holding a goblet. Stand with your feet slightly wider than your shoulders. The weight at your chest will act as a counterbalance, helping you to stay upright. Now, perform your squat just as we learned in Chapter 2. Push your hips back, keep your chest up, and lower yourself until your thighs are at least parallel to the ground. Drive through your heels to return to the start. 2. The Dumbbell Romanian Deadlift, or RDL, hinge pattern. This is the ultimate exercise for building your hamstrings and glutes while teaching you to lift with your legs, not your back. Stand with your feet hip-width apart, holding a dumbbell in each hand in front of your thighs. With a very slight bend in your knees, initiate the movement by pushing your hips straight back. Imagine you are trying to tap a wall behind you with your butt. Keep your back perfectly flat as you lower the dumbbells down the front of your legs. Go as low as you can without rounding your back. You should feel a deep stretch in your hamstrings. To stand up, drive your hips forward and squeeze your glutes hard. 3. The Dumbbell Bent Over Row, pull pattern. This is the king of dumbbell back builders. Hold a dumbbell in each hand. Hinge at your hips just like you did for the RDL, until your torso is nearly parallel to the floor. Keep your back flat and your core tight. Let the dumbbells hang straight down. Now, pull the dumbbells up toward your hips, keeping your elbows tucked in close to your body. Focus on squeezing your shoulder blades together at the top. Lower the weights with control. Do not use momentum to yank the weight up. Pull with your back muscles. 4. The Dumbbell Overhead Press, push pattern, vertical. This is the best exercise for building strong, capable shoulders. You can do this either seated on a sturdy chair or standing. We'll start with standing, as it also engages your core. Hold a dumbbell in each hand at shoulder height, with your palms facing forward. Your core must be braced and your glutes squeezed to protect your lower back. Now, press the dumbbell straight overhead until your arms are fully extended. Don't lean back. Lower the weights back down to your shoulders with control. 5. The Dumbbell Floor Press, push pattern, horizontal. For those of us without a weight bench at home, the floor press is a fantastic and safe way to train the chest, shoulders, and triceps. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Hold a dumbbell in each hand with your arms extended over your chest. Slowly lower the dumbbells until the backs of your upper arms, your triceps, rest gently on the floor. The floor stops the movement, which protects your shoulder joints. From this position, press the dumbbells back up to the starting position, squeezing your chest muscles. Let's assemble this into your new strength workout, the Iron Foundation workout. Your goal is to perform 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions for each of these 5 exercises. Rest for 60 to 90 seconds between each set to recover. You can now substitute this new workout for one or both of your Foundation Circuit strength days in your weekly schedule. You've now added iron to your arsenal. You have a clear path for building serious, measurable strength. The same rule of progressive overload applies here. Once you can comfortably perform 12 reps on all 3 sets of an exercise, it's time to try for more reps or, when you're ready, to graduate to the next heavier set of dumbbells. We have built a truly well-rounded program covering strength, cardio, and mobility. But there is one area that ties all of this together, the true source of our stability and power. In Chapter 10, we will go beyond the basic plank and dedicate an entire session to building a strong, functional, and resilient core from every possible angle. Congratulations on this major step forward. I'll see you in the next chapter. Hello, and welcome back. Over the last 9 chapters, we have assembled an incredible arsenal of tools and knowledge. We have workouts for total body strength using body weight, bands, and dumbbells. We have a plan for cardiovascular endurance. We have a strategy for mobility. But today, we're going to focus on the one part of your body that links everything together. It is the bridge between your upper and lower body, the center of your power, and the protector of your spine. Today, we are talking about your core. When people hear the word core, most of them immediately picture a sculpted six-pack. And while the rectus abdominis, the six-pack muscle, is part of the core, it is only one small piece of a much larger, more important puzzle. Thinking that a six-pack equals a strong core is like thinking that a car with a nice paint job must have a powerful engine. The real strength of your core is much deeper. I want you to stop thinking of your core as just your front abs, and start picturing it as a strong, muscular cylinder or canister that wraps around your entire torso. On the front, you have your abs. On the sides, you have your obliques, which are responsible for twisting and resisting twisting. In the back, you have your lower back muscles, like the erector spinae, which support your spine. On the bottom, you have your pelvic floor, which is the foundation. And on the top, you have your diaphragm, your primary breathing muscle. When all of these muscles work together, they create 360 degrees of stability, protecting your spine from injury and allowing you to transfer power efficiently from your legs to your upper body. A strong core is the secret to a good squat, a safe deadlift, and a powerful overhead press. It is the foundation of all athletic movement. To build this 360-degree strength, we can't just do endless crunches. We need to train the core in all of its primary functions. There are 4 key functions we will focus on. Anti-extension. This is your core's ability to resist arching your lower back. The classic plank is a perfect example of an anti-extension exercise. Your core is fighting the pull of gravity to prevent your back from sagging. Anti-rotation. This is the ability to resist a twisting force. Imagine someone trying to push you off balance from the side. Your core fires to keep you stable and facing forward. This is arguably the most important function for protecting your spine in daily life. Anti-lateral flexion. This is the ability to resist bending sideways. Think about carrying a heavy suitcase or a bag of groceries in just one hand. The core muscles on the opposite side have to work hard to keep your torso upright. Spinal flexion. This is the classic crunching motion, where you intentionally round your spine. While this has been overemphasized in fitness for decades, it still has its place when done correctly. Now, let's build a workout that trains all 4 of these functions. We'll call it the Core Matrix workout. It consists of 4 exercises performed back-to-back in a circuit. ## the Core Matrix workout. 1. The dead bug trains anti-extension. This exercise looks simple, but it is one of the best for teaching your deep core muscles how to work. Lie on your back with your arms extended straight up toward the ceiling. Lift your legs and bend your knees to a 90-degree angle, so your shins are parallel to the floor. Now, press your lower back firmly into the floor. There should be no space. This is your starting position. Slowly, and with maximum control, lower your right arm and your left leg toward the floor. Only go as low as you can without letting your lower back arch. Then, slowly bring them back to the start and repeat with the opposite arm and leg. The entire goal is to keep your core braced and your back flat on the floor. 2. The bird dog trains anti-rotation. We learned this movement in our mobility chapter, but now we're focusing on its core stability benefit. Start on all 4s. As you extend your opposite arm and leg, your body will want to twist open. Your core's job is to fight that rotation. Imagine you have a glass of water on your lower back, and you can't let it spill. This requires you to move slowly and deliberately, keeping your hips and shoulders perfectly square to the floor. 3. The side plank trains anti-lateral flexion. Lie on your right side, propped up on your right elbow, with your elbow directly beneath your shoulder. Stack your feet on top of each other. Lift your hips off the floor until your body forms a single, straight line from your head to your feet. Don't let your hips sag toward the floor. Hold this position. You will feel the oblique muscles on your right side working intensely to hold you up. For a modification, you can perform this with your knees bent and stacked on the floor. 4. The reverse crunch trains spinal flexion. This is a safer and more effective alternative to the traditional crunch. Lie on your back with your hands by your sides or under your tailbone for support. Lift your legs and bend your knees. Now, instead of lifting your head and shoulders, use your lower abdominal muscles to pull your knees in toward your chest, allowing your hips to lift just an inch or 2 off the floor. The movement should be small and controlled. Avoid swinging your legs for momentum. So, how do you integrate this into your weekly plan? You should perform the Core Matrix workout 2 to 3 times per week at the end of your main workouts. It's important to do this at the end, because your core needs to be fresh and strong to stabilize your spine during heavy dumbbell exercises like squats and overhead presses. Here's the plan. Perform each of the 4 exercises in the circuit for 10 to 15 quality repetitions, or for a timed interval of 30 to 45 seconds. For the side plank, do 1 set on each side. Move from one exercise to the next with minimal rest. After you complete all 4, you've done 1 round. Rest for 60 seconds, then repeat the entire circuit for a total of 2 or 3 rounds. By training your core as the 360-degree cylinder that it is, you will build a foundation of strength that makes every other movement safer and more powerful. You are building functional strength from the inside out. We now have an incredible library of exercises and tools. In our next chapter, Chapter 11, we are going to explore different ways to put them together. We'll learn about different workout styles, such as circuits, AMRAPs, and EMOMs, to break through boredom, challenge your body in new ways, and keep your fitness journey exciting for the long term. Great work today. I'll see you in the next chapter. Hello and welcome back to your home fitness haven. Over the past 10 chapters, you have built an incredible library of exercises. You know how to build strength with your body weight, with bands, and with dumbbells. You know how to train your heart, improve your mobility, and forge a rock-solid core. You have a weekly schedule that provides the perfect balance of work and rest. You have all the ingredients. Today, we're going to learn some new recipes. The structure of your workout, how you organize the exercises, reps, and rest periods, can dramatically change the effect and the feel of your training session. While routine is fantastic for building a solid habit, variety is the spice of life, and it's a critical tool for long-term engagement and for breaking through fitness plateaus. Think of this as another powerful tool for progressive overload. When your body gets used to the same structure day in and day out, changing that structure is a new stimulus. It forces your mind and body to adapt in a new way. Today, I'm going to teach you 3 of the most effective and popular workout formats that you can use with the exercises you already know: the circuit, the AMRAP, and the EMOM. ## workout style 1, the circuit, refined. We're already familiar with this format from our foundation circuit and core matrix. But let's refine our understanding. A circuit is simply a series of exercises performed back-to-back with as little rest as possible between them. Once you complete the last exercise in the series, you take a longer, prescribed rest period before starting the circuit all over again for a set number of rounds. The primary benefit here is efficiency and conditioning. By moving quickly from one exercise to the next, often working different body parts, you keep your heart rate elevated for the entire work period. It's a fantastic way to get both a strength and a cardiovascular benefit in the same session. How to use it? This is your go-to format for a great full-body workout. For example, you could create a dumbbell strength circuit by picking 5 exercises from Chapter 9. Dumbbell goblet squats, 10 reps. Dumbbell bent over rows, 10 reps. Dumbbell floor press, 10 reps. Dumbbell RDLs, 10 reps. Plank, 30-second hold. You would perform all 5 back-to-back, then rest for 90 seconds, and repeat for 3 to 4 total rounds. ## workout style 2, the AMRAP. AMRAP stands for as many rounds, or reps, as possible. This format is beautifully simple and brutally effective. You choose a handful of exercises, set a timer for a specific duration, say 15 minutes, and your goal is to complete as many rounds of those exercises as you can before the timer goes off. The clock is your master. You rest only when you absolutely need to. The primary benefit of an AMRAP is building your work capacity and mental toughness. It's a race against yourself. It also provides a perfect, built-in way to track your progress. If you complete 4 rounds and 5 reps in your 15-minute AMRAP today, and in 2 weeks you complete 5 full rounds, you have concrete, undeniable proof that you have gotten fitter. Sample 15-minute AMRAP. 8 dumbbell goblet squats. 8 push UPS. 8 banded rows. To perform this workout, you would start a 15-minute timer. You'd do 8 squats, then 8 push-ups, then 8 rows. That's 1 round. You would immediately start your second round and continue cycling through the movements, resting as little as possible, until the 15 minutes are up. At the end, you write down your score, your total rounds, and any extra reps completed. ## workout style 3, the EMOM. EMOM stands for every minute on the minute. This is another powerful, clock-based format that teaches pacing and consistency. You set a timer for a total workout duration, for example, 12 minutes. At the top of each minute, you perform a prescribed exercise for a set number of reps. The time left over in that minute, after you complete your reps, is your rest time. As soon as the next minute starts, you begin the next set of reps. The primary benefit here is that it forces you to work under controlled fatigue. The faster you complete your work, the more rest you get. But if you go out too fast, you'll burn out quickly. If you go too slow, you'll have no rest at all. It's a constant negotiation between work and recovery. Sample 12-minute EMOM. Odd minutes, 1, 3, 5, etc. 12 dumbbell RDLs. Even minutes, 2, 4, 6, etc. 10 dumbbell overhead presses. To perform this, you'd start a 12-minute timer. At the midnight mark, you perform 12 RDLs. Let's say that takes you 40 seconds. You now get to rest for the remaining 20 seconds of that minute. At the 1 o'clock mark, you immediately begin your 10 overhead presses. If that takes 35 seconds, you get 25 seconds of rest. At the 2 o'clock mark, you're back to the RDLs. You continue alternating this way for the full 12 minutes. A key rule for EMOMs: if you can no longer complete the required reps within the minute, the workout is over, or you should lower the reps for the next round. You can use these formats to inject variety into your weekly schedule. Perhaps once every week or two, you can swap one of your standard strength days for an AMRAP or an EMOM. Instead of doing 3 sets of 10 on your dumbbell exercises, turn them into a 20-minute AMRAP and see how your work capacity has improved. This keeps your body guessing and your mind engaged. You've now moved beyond simply following exercises. You are learning how to program your own training. You can be your own coach, designing workouts that are not only effective but also fun and challenging. We've covered the physical aspects of training in great detail. But what about the mental game? What happens on those days when motivation is low and the couch is calling your name? In our next chapter, Chapter 12, we will dive into the psychology of fitness. We'll discuss powerful strategies for building bulletproof motivation and turning exercise into a habit as automatic as brushing your teeth. Great work today! I challenge you to try one of these new formats this week. I'll see you in the next chapter. Hello and welcome back. Over the last 11 chapters, we have covered an incredible amount of ground. You have a complete technical manual for transforming your health at home. You have the exercises, the equipment knowledge, the weekly schedules, and even different workout formats to keep things interesting. On paper, you have the perfect plan. But we all know there's a huge gap between having a plan and executing that plan, day in and day out, when life gets busy, stressful, and complicated. Today, we're going to talk about bridging that gap. We're going to address the single biggest obstacle to long-term success, the mental game. This chapter isn't about sets or reps. It's about the psychology of fitness and how we move beyond relying on fleeting motivation to build a truly unbreakable habit. Let's start by dismantling the biggest lie in fitness, the idea that you need to feel motivated to work out. We see it in movies and commercials. The hero suddenly gets a jolt of inspiration and starts training. But in real life, motivation is not a lightning bolt. It's a fickle emotion. It comes and goes like the weather. If you only work out on the days you wake up feeling energized and ready to go, you will not be consistent. The secret is to understand that for successful people, discipline and systems are far more reliable than motivation. The goal is to make exercise a non-negotiable part of your identity, something you do with the same automaticity as brushing your teeth. You don't need to feel motivated to brush your teeth, you just do it. That is the level we are aiming for. The key insight is this: action creates motivation, not the other way around. The powerful feeling of accomplishment and the endorphin rush after a workout are what generate the motivation to do it again tomorrow. Our entire focus, then, must be on making the action of starting as easy as possible. To do this, we're going to use a simple but powerful framework based on the 4 laws of habit formation. ## the 4 laws of building your fitness habit. Law 1. Make it obvious. Your environment often dictates your behavior more than your willpower does. If your dumbbells are buried in a closet and your workout clothes are at the bottom of a drawer, you're creating friction. We need to do the opposite. Your action plan. The night before a workout day, lay out your workout clothes, socks, and shoes. Place them somewhere you can't miss them, like at the foot of your bed. Keep your resistance bands or dumbbells in the corner of the room where you work out. Let them be a visual cue. Most importantly, schedule your workout. Put it in your calendar like a doctor's appointment or an important work meeting. It's a non-negotiable appointment with yourself. Law 2. Make it attractive. Your brain is wired to seek pleasure. We can use this to our advantage by pairing our workout habit with something we genuinely enjoy. Your action plan. Curate a high-energy music playlist that you only listen to when you're exercising. This creates a powerful mental association. When the music starts, your brain knows it's time to work. Another strategy is called temptation bundling. You could decide that you'll only allow yourself to listen to your favorite podcast or watch the next episode of your favorite show while you're working out. The desire to be entertained pulls you into the workout. Law 3. Make it easy. This is the most important law of all, especially on days you have zero motivation. The easier a habit is to start, the more likely you are to do it. The beauty of a home workout is that you've already made it easier. No commute, no packing a gym bag. But we can take it further. Your action plan. Embrace the 2-minute rule. On days where the thought of a full workout feels impossible, your only goal is to get dressed and move for 2 minutes. That's it. Anyone can do 2 minutes. March in place. Do a few cat-cows. More often than not, overcoming that initial mountain of inertia is the hardest part. Once you're 2 minutes in, you'll often find the energy to say, okay, I can do 1 round. And that is a massive victory. The goal is not to be perfect every day. The goal is to master the art of showing up. Law 4. Make it satisfying. For a habit to stick, your brain needs to feel an immediate sense of success. The long-term rewards of fitness, like better health, are too far in the future to keep you going day to day. Your action plan. Track your progress. Get a simple wall calendar and draw a big X through every single day you complete a workout. This is incredibly powerful. As you see the chain of X's grow, you will not want to break it. This creates an immediate, visual reward. After each workout, take 60 seconds to acknowledge your success. Close your eyes, notice your heart beating, feel the pleasant fatigue in your muscles, and give yourself credit for honoring your commitment. This internal praise is a powerful reinforcer. Even with a strong habit, you will eventually face plateaus or boredom. When this happens, refer back to your toolbox. Feeling stale? Go back to chapter 11 and turn your strength circuit into a challenging AMRAP. Feeling weak? Go back to chapter 7 and focus on progressive overload by increasing your reps or using a harder exercise. And don't be afraid to take a deload week. If you're feeling truly burned out, spend a week just walking and doing your mobility drills. This active recovery can be just what your mind and body need to come back stronger. Ultimately, this chapter is about shifting your identity. You are not just a person who is trying to exercise. With every workout you complete, you are casting a vote for a new identity. You are becoming the type of person who is consistent, who is disciplined, and who values their health. That transformation is the most powerful result of all. We have now fortified your mind for the journey. But the real world is messy. Vacations, holidays, and business trips can throw even the most dedicated person off track. In our next chapter, Chapter 13, we'll build a toolkit for fitness in the real world, showing you how to stay active and maintain your progress even when you're far from home and your routine is completely disrupted. You have the mental tools. Now go put them to work. I'll see you in the next chapter. Hello and welcome back. Over the course of this journey, we have meticulously built your home fitness haven. You have the workouts, the schedule, and the equipment. We've even fortified your mind, building a system for motivation and a bulletproof habit within the controlled environment of your daily life. But life doesn't always happen in a controlled environment. The real world is filled with vacations, business trips, family visits, and holiday seasons. These are wonderful, necessary parts of a full life, but they can also be the biggest disruptors to a consistent fitness routine. The all-too-common story is that a week-long vacation turns into a month-long break from exercise, and all that hard-earned momentum is lost. Today, we're going to change that story. This chapter is your toolkit for the real world. We're going to build a practical, realistic strategy for staying active and healthy when you're completely out of your element. Our guiding principle is simple but powerful: all or something, not all or nothing. The first and most important step is a mindset shift. When you're traveling or it's a major holiday, the goal is maintenance, not mastery. This is not the time to be chasing personal records or trying to complete the hardest workout of your life. The goal is simply to keep the habit alive, to move your body, and to honor the commitment you've made to yourself. The all-or-nothing trap is what derails most people. They think, well, I can't do my 45-minute dumbbell workout, so I guess I'll do nothing at all. This is a destructive mindset. A 15-minute bodyweight circuit in a hotel room is an enormous victory. A long walk to explore a new city is a victory. Choosing to move your body in any way is a victory. We are abandoning perfection in favor of consistency. ## the Traveler's Toolkit, your on-the-go fitness plan. Let's start with travel. Whether it's for work or for pleasure, being away from home doesn't have to mean being away from your fitness. First, pack your go bag. There are two non-negotiable items. The first is your workout clothes. This sends a powerful signal to your brain that you intend to be active. The second, and your secret weapon, is your resistance band set. As we learned in Chapter 8, bands are incredibly lightweight, take up almost no space in a suitcase, and allow you to get a fantastic full-body resistance workout anywhere, anytime. Second, embrace the hotel room workout. Your body is your gym, and you can take it anywhere. Here is a simple but effective traveler circuit you can do in any small space with zero equipment. Perform 3 to 5 rounds of the following: 15 bodyweight squats, 10 push UPS on your toes or on your knees, 20 mountain climbers, 15 glute bridges, a 30-second plank. This entire workout can be completed in less than 20 minutes. That's a small investment of time that will leave you feeling energized and accomplished before you head out for a day of meetings or sightseeing. Third, reframe exercise as activity. Look for opportunities to move that are part of the travel experience itself. Take the stairs at the hotel. When you arrive in a new city, go for a long walk to get your bearings instead of hopping in a cab. If you're near a park or a beach, start your day with a brisk walk or a jog. Make movement a tool for exploration. ## navigating the holidays, mindful indulgence. The holiday season can be the trickiest time of year. It's a time for family, tradition, and of course, food. The goal is not to deprive yourself or to feel guilty. The goal is to have a strategy. Strategy 1. Never miss a morning workout. On the day of a big holiday meal, like Thanksgiving or Christmas, make it a non-negotiable to get your workout in first thing in the morning. It doesn't have to be long. A quick 15-minute HIIT session, or the traveler circuit, is perfect. This starts your day with a massive psychological win, boosts your metabolism, and puts you in a healthier, more mindful state for the rest of the day. Strategy 2. Use the perfect plate on the go. Remember our nutrition rules from Chapter 5? They still apply. When you're faced with a buffet or a table laden with food, use the same mental model. First, fill at least half your plate with the good stuff: the salad, the roasted asparagus, the green beans. Then, add a palm-sized portion of protein, like turkey. Finally, in the remaining space, add smaller portions of the more indulgent foods you truly love. You get to enjoy everything, but in a balanced way. Strategy 3. It's a holiday, not a holy month. This is the most important rule. It is absolutely okay to indulge and enjoy the special meal on the actual holiday itself. That single meal will not derail your progress. The danger comes from letting that one day turn into a week or a month of overindulgence. Enjoy the feast, and the very next day, get right back to your normal, healthy eating and exercise patterns. Fitness is not a fragile state that can only exist under perfect conditions at home. It is a resilient, adaptable part of who you are now. By adopting a maintenance mindset and using these simple, realistic strategies, you can navigate any trip or holiday with confidence, knowing that you are still honoring your commitment to your health. We've learned how to build our bodies and our habits, even in the face of disruption. But what do you do when the disruption comes from within? A sudden ache, a sore joint, or a pulled muscle can be frightening. In our next chapter, Chapter 14, we will cover the crucial topic of listening to your body, managing common aches and pains, and understanding the difference between the normal discomfort of exercise and the warning signs of an injury. Great work today. I'll see you in the next chapter. Hello and welcome back. Throughout this journey, we have systematically built your fitness knowledge from the ground up. You know how to move, how to add resistance, how to structure your week, and even how to stay on track when life gets chaotic. But today, we're going to discuss the single most important skill for a lifetime of fitness: learning to listen to the constant feedback your body is giving you. Your body is not a machine that you can mindlessly command. It is a complex, biological system that sends you signals all day long. Learning to interpret these signals is the key to preventing injury, optimizing recovery, and making consistent, long-term progress. This chapter is about starting that conversation with your body and learning its language. The most important distinction we need to learn is the difference between the normal, productive discomfort of exercise and the destructive warning sign of pain. I call this telling the difference between good sore and bad pain. Good sore is what scientists call delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS. This is that familiar, dull, general ache you feel in the muscles you worked. It usually doesn't show up during the workout itself, but rather 24 to 48 hours later. The muscle might feel tender to the touch, a little tight, or slightly weaker than usual. This feeling is a positive sign. It means you successfully challenged your muscles, creating those tiny micro tears that, when repaired, will make the muscle stronger. DOMS is the feeling of your body adapting and growing. Bad pain is entirely different. It is a red flag. Bad pain is often sharp, stabbing, shooting, or electric. It tends to be very specific and localized, especially in or around a joint like your knee, shoulder, elbow, or a specific spot in your lower back. It's the kind of pain that comes on suddenly during an exercise. It can also be a persistent ache that gets noticeably worse with a particular movement. Bad pain is not something to be ignored or pushed through. It is your body's alarm system telling you that something is wrong. So, what do you do when that alarm bell rings? I want you to remember a simple, 4-step protocol. Step 1. Stop. The moment you feel a sharp, joint-related, or otherwise bad pain, stop the exercise immediately. Do not finish your set. Do not try one more rep to see if it goes away. Stop. Step 2. Assess. Take a moment to identify what happened. What specific movement caused the pain? Was it at the bottom of a squat? Was it when you pressed a dumbbell overhead? Try to understand the trigger. Step 3. Modify or avoid. If the pain was minor, you can try to modify the movement. For example, if a full squat hurts your knee, you could try doing a partial squat, not going as deep. If that still hurts, you move to the next level, avoid. You will avoid that specific movement pattern for the time being. You could do glute bridges instead of squats to work your lower body without stressing the knee in the same way. Step 4. Rest. Your body's primary healing tool is rest. Give the affected area a break for a few days. You can still work out other parts of your body, but don't try to test the injured area. And if the pain is severe, gets worse, or doesn't improve after several days, it is time to consult a medical professional. Now, for managing the good sore of DOMS, we have a different set of tools. The best medicine for sore muscles is, counterintuitively, light movement. We call this active recovery. A 20-minute brisk walk, some gentle cycling, or our daily unlock mobility routine from Chapter 4 will increase blood flow to the sore muscles. This helps deliver healing nutrients and flush out metabolic waste products, which can significantly reduce the duration and intensity of the soreness. Of course, the pillars of recovery we've discussed before are also crucial here. Prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of sleep is when your body does the vast majority of its muscle repair. Staying hydrated and eating enough protein provides the raw materials for that repair. Gentle techniques like foam rolling or using a massage ball can also help release tightness in the muscles. Finally, let's talk about the most advanced form of listening to your body, knowing when to take an unscheduled rest day. Your weekly schedule is a blueprint, not a prison sentence. Your body doesn't exist in a vacuum. A stressful week at work, a poor night's sleep, or emotional distress all place a heavy tax on your body's ability to recover. There will be days when you feel completely drained, physically and mentally exhausted, and utterly unmotivated. On those days, pushing through a high-intensity workout is not heroic, it's counterproductive. It can dig you deeper into a hole of fatigue and even compromise your immune system. This is your body telling you it needs a break. Learning to honor that signal is a sign of a smart, mature athlete. On these days, give yourself the permission to rest completely. Or, at the very least, swap your planned Iron Foundation workout for a restorative 30-minute walk and your mobility routine. This is not failure. This is intelligent self-regulation that will prevent injury and burnout, allowing you to come back stronger tomorrow or the next day. You are no longer just blindly following a program. You are now in a partnership with your body. You provide the stimulus for change, and you listen respectfully when it tells you what it needs to recover and adapt. This partnership is the true secret to a lifetime of strong, healthy, and joyful movement. We have now covered how to build your body, your mind, and your intuition. In our final chapter, Chapter 15, we will look to the future. We'll discuss how to set meaningful long-term goals and how to ensure that everything you have learned becomes a permanent, joyful part of your identity for the rest of your life. Great work today. I'll see you in our final chapter. Hello, and welcome back for our final chapter together. For the past 14 chapters, we have been on an incredible journey. We started with a simple but profound mindset shift, the realization that the power to transform your health resides right within the walls of your own home. From there, we laid brick after brick, building a complete foundation of knowledge. You learn to master your own body weight, to command resistance bands and dumbbells, and to forge a 360-degree core. You learned how to fuel your body, how to structure your week, and, crucially, how to listen to the vital feedback your body gives you. You have the complete blueprint. But this final chapter is not about a new exercise or a new workout format. It's about what happens next. It's about how we take this program that you've been following and transform it into a seamless, joyful, and permanent part of who you are. The goal was never just to get you fit for a few months. The goal is to empower you for a lifetime. To do that, we first need to look at our goals. Your initial goal might have been to lose 15 pounds, or to do your first full push-up. These are fantastic, necessary starting points. But they are finish lines. What happens once you cross them? For fitness to last a lifetime, we need to set our sights on a North Star, a guiding principle that doesn't have an endpoint. I want to encourage you to shift from thinking about outcome-based goals to focusing on identity-based goals. An outcome goal is, I want to run a 5K. An identity-based goal is, I want to be the kind of person who is strong and active. One has a finish line, the other is a way of being. I want you to take a moment after this chapter and think about that. What does the healthiest, strongest, most vibrant version of you look like in 5 or 10 years? What can that person do? How do they feel when they wake up in the morning? That vision is your North Star. Every workout you do, every healthy meal you eat, is simply an action that reinforces that identity. You're not just exercising, you are actively becoming that person. Next, it's vital to understand that your fitness journey will have seasons. Progress is not a straight line to the sky. There will be times when you feel motivated, strong, and have the time and energy to push hard, chase new personal records, and apply progressive overload. These are your seasons of intensity. There will also be times when work is overwhelming or life is stressful. During these periods, the goal is not to set records, it's simply to show up. These are your seasons of maintenance. Hitting 2 or 3 workouts a week is a huge win, keeping the habit alive and maintaining your hard-earned fitness. And finally, there will be times when you are recovering from an illness, an injury, or a period of burnout. These are your seasons of recovery, where the focus is on gentle movement, mobility, and rest. Recognizing which season you are in and adjusting your expectations accordingly is the key to avoiding guilt and staying in the game for the long haul. Now, let's talk about joy. The workouts we've learned, the circuits, the AMRAPs, the dumbbell sessions, are the foundation. They are the work you do to build a capable, resilient body. But the purpose of having a capable body is so that you can go out and play. I want you to find your and. The thing that makes movement a source of pure fun. Maybe you discover that you love hiking, and the squats and RDLs you do are what make you strong enough to climb the trail. Maybe you join a local sports team, and your HIIT workouts are what give you the endurance to play your best. Maybe you try a dance class, kayaking, or rock climbing. The structured workouts are your training. Finding your and is about finding your sport, your play. This is what truly cements fitness as a joyful and integral part of your life, not just a chore to be completed. We have come to the end of our time together, but we are at the true beginning of your journey. You started this process perhaps feeling overwhelmed, unsure of where to start. Now, you are your own coach. You are your own nutritionist. You are your own programmer. You have the knowledge to design your own workouts, the intuition to listen to your body, and the mental framework to build habits that last a lifetime. The transformation you have undergone is not just physical. You have proven to yourself that you are capable of commitment, discipline, and profound self-care. You have cast a vote, day after day, for an identity as a person who is strong, resilient, and in control of their own health. Thank you for trusting me to be your guide on this first part of your journey. The path ahead is now yours to walk. You have the map, you have the compass, and you have the strength. The journey never truly ends, and that is the most exciting part. Congratulations on all you have accomplished. Now go and live your strong, vibrant, and active life.